So, have you ever looked at a team and just wondered how they make it look so easy? You know, that smooth, effortless rhythm, while other teams are just pure chaos? Well, today, we're going to dive into one of the most powerful ideas for getting that flow, and it's called standard work. And to make it super clear, we're going to use a really simple example that I think we can all relate to: a busy restaurant kitchen. Okay, let's just get one thing straight right from the get-go. A lot of people hear standard work, and they immediately think of, rigid, creativity-killing rules. But that is a massive misconception. This isn't about control at all. It's really about consistency. And it's that consistency, that solid foundation, that actually makes real improvement possible. It's the secret sauce, really. So, to really get why standard work is such a game changer, we first got to see what life is like without it. So, let's do this. Picture a kitchen during the peak of a lunch rush. You know what I'm talking about. It's the perfect storm of pressure, heat, and hungry customers. And what's the first sign of trouble? That little ticket machine. It's just spitting out orders, one after another, way faster than anyone can keep up. The counter is just a sea of paper, and that list, man, it just keeps growing. You can feel that sense of panic starting to bubble up. So as that pressure builds, what happens? The cooks start rushing, everyone's scrambling, grabbing ingredients from here, there, and everywhere. They're bumping into each other, shouting over all the noise. It looks busy, right? A ton of motion, but not a lot of actual productive progress. It's just frantic and super stressful.
And here it is, the final result of all that chaos. When every cook is just doing things their own way, the results are completely random. It's a total lottery. The same burger comes out looking different every single time. One is burnt to a crisp, the next one is practically raw. And who feels this the most? The customer. They're getting a totally inconsistent and frankly, pretty terrible experience.
And this is so important to understand. The problem isn't the people. It's not that the cooks are bad at their jobs. No way. These are skilled people, and they are working their tails off. The real villain here is the inconsistent process. Because when the way you work is all over the place, guess what? The results are going to be all over the place too. Simple as that. All right, so how do we fix this mess? How do we tame the chaos? Well, this is where our hero, standard work, walks through the door. It's the structure that's going to take all that frantic, wasted energy and channel it into focused, predictable, and frankly, much better results.
So what is this thing really? Let's break it down to its simplest form. Standard work is just the best way we currently know how to do a specific task. And we're talking safely, consistently, and efficiently. The key word there is agreement. It's the team coming together and saying, yep, this is how we're going to do it to get it right.
But here's a really critical point, and you can't miss this. Standard work is not carved in granite. It's not meant to be perfect, and it's definitely not final. Think of it as a baseline. It's just the best method we know for now. And that's its superpower. It gives you a stable starting point so you can actually measure and make things better. Okay, so standard work isn't some fuzzy, abstract idea. It's actually built on three really concrete core elements. If you can get your head around these three, you're pretty much there. All right, here they are, the big three. First, you've got the sequence of work. That's just the exact order you do things in. Step 1, Step 2, Step 3. Simple. Second, there's something called standard work in progress, or SWIP for short. That's just having the right amount of materials ready to go. And third, talk time. That's the heartbeat, the rhythm that your customer sets for you. Now let's see how these actually play out back in our kitchen. All right, enough with the theory, right? Let's get practical. We're going to apply these three elements directly to our chaotic restaurant. And you're going to see, right before your eyes, how that chaos starts to transform into a calm, predictable flow. First up, sequence of work. So on the left, that's our chaos, remember? Cooks are all doing their own thing in whatever order they feel like, and it's leading to delays and mistakes. But now, look at the right. We have a clear, defined order. Everyone agrees. First you gather ingredients, then chop, then cook, then plate, then serve. Just having that simple agreement, boom. Confusion is gone, mistakes plummet, and your speed and quality just go through the roof. Next up is SWIP, standard work in progress. This is all about having just the right amount of stuff ready. It's like a Goldilocks situation. You see the problems on the left. If you prep way too many veggies, they spoil. That's waste. But if you prep too few, the cook has to stop what they're doing, break their rhythm, and go find more. SWIP is that sweet spot, the minimum amount of ingredients you need right there at the workstation to keep things flowing smoothly. And finally, the third piece of the puzzle, tact time.
This is so cool. It's basically the heartbeat of your entire operation, and it's set by your customer. So let's say our kitchen gets 30 orders in an hour. Okay, quick math. 60 minutes divided by 30 orders, that means a new dish has to be finished every 2 minutes. That number, 2 minutes, that is our tack time.
And why does this matter so much? Well, this table says it all. If the kitchen works slower than that 2-minute tack time, what happens? Orders back up, and you get angry waiting customers. But what if they work faster? Well, now you're just creating waste. You're building up a pile of food that's getting cold, or you're rushing in the quality tanks. The goal, the sweet spot, is to work at tack time. That's when your whole operation finds this perfect rhythm that's totally in sync with what your customers actually want.
Okay, so we've seen the what and the how of standard work, but let's wrap this up with the most important question of all, the why. Why on earth do we go to all this trouble to create consistency? What's the real payoff?
If you take away just one thing from this, let it be this. Consistency makes your problems visible. When you have a standard way of doing things, the second something goes wrong, it sticks out like a sore thumb. If a step that's supposed to take 2 minutes suddenly takes 3, bam, you know right away something's off. In a chaotic kitchen, problems just hide in the noise. But in a standardized one, they're hit with a giant spotlight.
When it all comes down to it, it's this simple. It's a powerful truth. A consistent process leads to consistent results. That's it. You can't expect to deliver predictable, high-quality results to your customers if your internal process is a total mess. The two are completely linked. And that brings us right back to where we started. Remember how we said standard work isn't final? It's not about being stuck. Think of it as drawing a starting line in the sand. Once that line is there, that's when the real fun begins. That's when your team can start asking, how can we do this better, faster, safer? And when they find a better way, they just draw a new line, a new standard, and that beautiful cycle of improvement just keeps on going.
So if you enjoyed breaking down a big idea like this and want to keep mastering these concepts one at a time, do us a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks so much for hanging out with us, and as always, keep on improving.